What's up, y'all? It's Raven Nevar, and welcome back to Let's Wine About It, episode 3. I told you I was coming back. I told you I have more people. And today's special guest is Rico Grant. I could just go, you know what? I'm just going to link your LinkedIn at the bottom.
Okay.
Because it's a long list. The CEO and co-founder of Floozy Wine, SoCap, Gallery Gumbo, 17 under 17.
That's good.
I keep going, but I'll just link his LinkedIn. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
This is fantastic.
And
I get to hang out with you for once. You
I
always
know.
get to hang out with me.
This time the roles are reversed.
Yep.
Haha.
Yep.
You're in the
Bossing
hot
up. All right.
seat. You know. So usually how I do these is we have a wine tasting in the beginning, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity because Floozy Wine has their own wine in collaboration with Rebel, and that's where we are. We are in Rebel. I know my background's a little different this time. Got a nice professional background. And that's because we are at Rebel in Cincinnati. If you guys ever hear, best wine bar in the city.
It's incredible.
But I'm gonna let you do the honors since this is your wine. So we do a little wine tasting.
Okay.
So you're bringing me the Floozy Wine, and
So
now
open
you
this
have
up.
to tell me.
Which
Yeah,
bottle? Any bottle?
Any bottle.
All right.
It's your bottle.
Cool. I'm not the best at opening wine,
Oh gosh.
but we're gonna do it.
This is your test.
Ah.
So, since this is your wine,
Yep.
you have to tell me about it.
Yep. Tell you about the wine itself.
Or you can just tell me like how you guys came up with it,
So
how it started, how
I'll
you
be
approached Rebel, all that.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. What am I doing
Do
here?
you need help?
I think I'm doing it. No? Yeah, no. All right, I'll open one. I got one of the electronic ones.
You're fancy.
Boozy. Raven, do it. No, but the wine came about, it actually was Ray's idea.
Ray's
Ray-
also the other co-founder, who
Yeah.
I wish could be here.
The better co-founder, Ray Ball, who I started, see, told you.
There we go.
I say you're a pro.
Ooh, we got it.
Ray Ball, who I started Floozy Wine with almost 4 years ago. We had the vision to build a company that was gonna like activate people of color throughout the Midwest. We do that, we still do that, but we realized there were some opportunities, specifically some give back opportunities as we were creating and building the brand. And the wine was her idea, so I must give her credit. The Malbec, however, was my idea. It's my favorite kind of wine. I knew we'd release it in the fall. And I actually fell in love with Malbec here at Rebel. They had a good Malbec several years ago, introduced me to it, and here we go.
Here we are.
Yep.
All right, let's try it. Cheers.
Salute. See, I know how to smell it. You went right in. Somebody's ready for happy hour, that's for sure. You like it?
I love this.
How would you describe it? Am I taking over your show? Am I interviewing you? How would you describe it?
No, it's smooth. Like I feel like sometimes if you're not a dry wine drinker, sometimes I feel like Malbecs can be a little bit of a slap to the face. And this, I feel like if you're not, I feel like this is a perfect leadway into like learning to love dry wines because it's not super dry. It still has that sweetness and that blueberry and the cherry really pop out. So
That's good.
I know a little something.
We need to be the brand ambassador. But no, I
Sign
like
me
it.
up.
It's great.
No, it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
You know, we made this in the basement here.
Oh, you guys made it here. Oh, that's right.
So we made this in the basement here.
It's
Ray and
homegrown.
I. Yeah, Ray and I. So Rebel's an urban winery. They do a really good job. And the team, the co-founders, they learn to produce wine through family. And so they kind of gave us a glimpse into that. We didn't go to the fullest scale of things, to be honest with you, but they certainly gave us opportunity to get down there and get our hands dirty. And this is what we produced. And
Did
it's
you guys get
actually
to step on the grapes?
we didn't go that far, but we will next time.
Next time. I love this wine bar, and I love this wine. Like their Rebel's wine is very good, and that's why. It's because it's made with love and made from the home. It comes from the home.
You spend a lot of time here.
I do. We're not gonna talk about that. Go into detail. Put my business on the internet.
But it is good.
No, but it's very good. But so you collabed with Rebel, Floozy Wine and Rebel. You collab with a lot of people and different organizations. Why is collaboration so important, especially in the Midwest?
Yeah, you know, there's a line by Jay-Z that he says, difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. And I feel like where he's going with that is, you know, we talk about Jay-Z being the mogul that he is, and in no way, shape, or form are we comparing ourselves to that empire that he's built, but we learn from him and other moguls who have created sort of multifaceted businesses, from activation to wine to apparel, whatever the case may be, and there's power in partnerships. Some of the things that, you know, we can get done in 30 days, with true partnerships we can get done in a matter of weeks. And when you're at an innovation level and a startup level and an early business, we haven't been around for 25 years, we've been around for 4. We have to run fast, very fast. The key to it for us, one thing that we've done really well, and I think we've just done it by accident, to be honest with you, on luck, is we have good partners. There's power in not partnering with everyone, and partnering with those who are willing to lean in a little bit and help you create what we call magic, right? The ability to create the things that haven't been created, fill some of the gaps. But partnership is crucial. Intentional partnership is crucial, and that's what we like to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do very well at it. You taught me a lot about collaborating. It's power in numbers.
Yeah, power in numbers. So that's good.
So obviously this wine is also homegrown. Blues is homegrown. Rebel is homegrown. Why do you think it's so important to bring it back home? I feel like you've always spoken about leaving home, your hometown, and then coming back and bringing back what you've learned and building it here, or building it back at home.
Yeah.
Let's say it here, but
no, you know, it's almost like it's almost like, you know how kids go out and do crazy things, and the generation before us, they had a saying where they say it starts at home. Right? And it's kind of like, whether it's misbehavior or whatever the case may be, or kids acting up in school, it starts at home. And I think the closer we're able to connect with home and be disciplined at home, quite frankly, you know, we've had people, friends and partners tell us, hey, you know, you guys can and should do this better, right? Only that transparency is only gonna come from family. So when we say Cincinnati and we say the greater Midwest and we say home, we mean family. And we don't have to necessarily be related. There just has to be a care there, right? The other part of that, Raven, to be honest with you, is if you cannot sort of own at home and you cannot flourish in that space, you can't do it anywhere. I personally believe that. I think that we get it backwards a lot, collectively. We, in general sense, we say, well, I can't do this in Cincinnati, so I'm gonna go to an Atlanta, or I'm gonna go to a DC. And there are certain scenarios where that works. But for the majority part, we see it doesn't work. So building and creating at home where you're gonna have radical transparency, friends and family to support you, a support system that's authentic to its core, and people who are gonna hold you accountable for dropping the ball or not executing well, you can't pass up on that opportunity. So home is family for us. Our company is based here. It will always be based here. We'll serve other markets. This wine can go anywhere, right? But it starts at home, right? So, yep, that's where we're at.
Don't forget where you came from. So you mentioned that a few weeks ago. Don't forget where you came from. Can you please just share what your grandmother made you do?
Yeah, she made me sweep her porch. My grandmother is 97 years old today.
Oh, happy birthday.
So we'll be celebrating her this evening. And she grew up in Georgia. She is very homegrown, very family foundation. My grandmother's never driven a car.
Really?
She grew up in a generation where men drove cars, right?
Wow.
Never had a driver's license.
I never thought about that.
She's almost 100 years old, you know,
Yeah.
and she's still well. And, but anyway, I'm over there a few weeks back, very, very busy day. I have these days of the week where, you know,
Yes.
It's 14, 15 meetings in a day. Some are short, some are long, some are meaningful, some are not. And she's like, hey, before you leave, sweep the porch. My grandmother has a two-family. So you've got porch on the front, porch on the back, porch on the front, porch on the back, both floors. I mean, this is it's not a hefty task, but 30 minutes of my day can be a deal breaker, right? And I remember mumbling, I got so many meetings to do, you know. I don't care how many meetings you have. You better sweep this damn porch. And that's what she said. And it brings you back, it draws you back. It draws you back to who you are, where you come from. Home is the foundation for everything. You should honor the elderly, you should honor those who came before you. And she didn't ask for, sweeping the porch. And on Memorial Day, and Veterans Day, we hang my grandfather's flag, right? And if that flag isn't hung before she wakes up, it's a blowout, it's a fit.
It's over.
Yeah, because we're respecting him, we're respecting her, and those things are crucial. And I'm grateful that I still have that foundation in my life. Yeah. Because that's where it started. And I am the way I am because of her and a lot of other instrumental people, my parents and so forth throughout my life. So I'm grateful.
So if anybody ever from your family asks you to sweep
the damn porch.
Sweep the porch.
You got the broom. I mean, it's
the
like
broom.
The broom where it's like hay and straw. I said, hey, that's hilarious. It's like straw broom, wooden stick. There's no grit.
Yeah,
it's
So you gotta.
But you gotta do it.
You gotta get in there.
You gotta get in there.
Yeah, my grandma. I sat on her bed and it kind of left a little crease. And I walked away and she's like, fix my bed. And I was like, you're right. You're right.
They like things a certain way.
Yep. Would you consider yourself a creative?
I don't know.
I consider you a creative.
I
think you can.
I'm embracing it more.
Yeah, I feel like you're learning to, because you always say you're not, and you always mention creatives outside of yourself.
Well, I'm dabbling with a lot of. I think what happens is I'm around creatives who are creating at a volume and a pace and using a medium that I couldn't imagine. Some of the things that we're surrounded by, and I'm surrounded by them all the time. Art, music, whatever the case may be, production of wine. What you're doing right here, I don't know. It's those things are what I aspire to be able to do.
I feel like you are, but I feel like creatives at the same time, you can find a creative anywhere in any industry. I tell you
what I'm embracing. I'm embracing being creative enough to keep creatives around me.
Okay.
Right? So what I like to do is I'm a vision person, so I'll produce a vision and I'll produce the grand vision and I can sell it. Like if it was water, I could sell it to a well. If it was a snowstorm, I could sell ice balls in a snowstorm.
This is true.
That's what I do very well.
It's a gift. It truly is a gift.
But I'm selling good product.
Absolutely.
I'm selling good things, and I'm selling things that are going to be able to produce real outcomes, whether it's our partnerships with corporations or with community activists or organizers or whatever the case may be. Now, what I've gotten really good at, quite frankly, a lot of this is luck and being blessed as well, is finding people or allowing them to find me in a way and working together to produce really good outcomes. What you and Ray are going to do this year, next year technically, in the spring with Black and Brown Faces is going to be phenomenal. So just empowering that and charging that up to sort of step out of the way and do what I know is best, which is making sure that we have the resources necessary to make Black and Brown Faces what it needs to be for Black artists here in our region and throughout our city, and do some really cool things with that. So I'm a foundation guy, creative enough to create the foundation and smart enough to get out of the way when the time comes.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like you're a curator of creatives, but you're also creative as well. And
I'll take it.
I say that too because I feel like as creatives, and just anybody in general, sometimes when you're procrastinating and you have a vision, whatever that is, sometimes for creatives it's really, really hard for us to execute them because we have so many things on our mind, like are people going to judge us or... Means
what she's talking about.
Yeah, and that hit home because I was like, I'm definitely a person who will procrastinate because I'm thinking way too much about it. I'm overthinking, but I'll say with you, you will say an idea and the next week you're doing it. Like, how do you just push yourself to actually execute your visions? Because I say I have a hard time with that.
So for context, you know, we sat in a room with Means, a good friend of ours, the owner, founder, one of the owners and founders of Black Owned and Black Coffee, who is one of the greatest entrepreneurs ever throughout the city of Cincinnati, all time, I believe. And he made a statement, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, you know, it takes a certain level of arrogance to create and step out into the world that we're in, whether it's arts and culture, entertainment, fashion design, whatever the case may be. And the reason why he felt it took a certain level of arrogance is because, again, paraphrasing, that if you don't take that stance, you'll never be able to launch anything. You'll never release it to the world. I tell you what I do. Never said this publicly. What I do is I enjoy pushing myself into a corner. And what I would do is I would make an announcement on something that is not ready to be announced, knowing that I've got to execute on this now. Because I used to be a talker and not a doer. And I used to be the guy who says, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna make this work and I'm gonna make that work, create this. And I would try to perfect it.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't need the bells and whistles. In fact, some of the best things that are created without the bells and whistles. And if you overcreate them with the bells and whistles, how do you know if the bells and whistles are what people want? So you hear me use this term all the time. I say MVP, and what that means to me and in the innovation space is minimum valuable product.
Yeah.
What can you create, whether that's fashion, art and culture, entertainment, a restaurant and bar, a wine, the show, what can you create that's gonna be valuable to people who you wanna entertain or you wanna serve, but at a minimum level, so that you're not over creating and you can add to it. And that's what I've gotten really good at. So I'll speak out of turn and say, hey, oh, by the way, Cincinnati, this is happening. And it's weeks, sometimes months before anybody should know. But that's what keeps me up at night is the fact now I gotta execute.
Yeah.
So that's my tactic. Wouldn't advise that for everybody, but it works.
Yeah.
It works for me.
You put that accountability on yourself immediately. Like
everybody has their tactics. Everybody has their tactics. Everybody's got whatever's giving them the fire to move forward. And my closest friends and partners, they love this about me. It's bold, but it puts me to the fire. And we've got now intentional people who know he said it, they said it, she said it, whomever that is, we've got to make it happen.
Yeah. So now people are looking.
I'm grateful for that. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause I'm like, geez, I'll have an idea and then I'll sit on it for like a year, aka the show.
And that's okay though.
But sometimes it is like divine timing and waiting for the right moment, and then other times I think you have to just like go for it.
Don't get me wrong. The whiteboard is full in my mind. There's a lot of ideas that we have not done that may never come to light. But you're right, the timing of it is key. You know, Juneteenth block party, the timing, we didn't know Juneteenth would be a federal holiday a year later.
I don't.
But we went on spirit. Right. We moved on faith. And now look at it.
I think too, it's like just reading the room. I think you're very good at just knowing where things are missing, what people are needing, even just from a couple people saying stuff, and you take that little piece of information and then make it larger than life.
I'm on you. I'm on you because I think the city could be great. You know, everything, all the work we do is for the city of Cincinnati, so I think it could be great. So any opportunities that I see, I'm on it. Yeah. Yep.
I say you do really good with that.
Thanks.
It's very inspiring.
Thanks for the compliment.
I would say, like, working with you now, I'm like, oh, if I say I gotta do something, I gotta do it now.
You're getting cocky too, by the way. Yeah, I told you the other day. Getting a little cocky, you told me I can't make that, or I gotta stop this meeting at this. I said, all right, praise the Lord.
Or is that just being organized?
I'll tell you what it is. To me, it's excellent, right? You are learning. I'm sorry, this is turning into this. You are learning. Don't cut this out. This is fantastic.
Okay.
You are learning. I think it's quite important for young creatives like you. You're younger than me. And I think it's important for you guys to figure out the time balance of where your time needs to be allocated so that you can do more instead of less. And someone older than me told me this. They said, I walk so you can run. And that's what we're doing now. I feel like I'm walking so you can run it. I'm walking so you can run. And the reality is that you think we're running now, but I'm interested to see what types of things you're gonna create, because that's gonna be a sprint to most folks. So keep going.
Thank you.
But don't miss
Why
the
do
meetings.
all of these, every time I've done one of these, it ends up turning into like a whole advice moment at the end.
It ain't advice. That was
Or
me
just
praising you.
speaking life.
That was me praising you, because you're
Thank you.
awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Do you have anything else you want to say about the wine? Palooza?
The wine is great, but this show is incredible as well.
Thank you.
I'm gonna speak life into you. I think you're about to get some really, really awesome guests. I think the show is gonna have the views that serve you, the views that fulfill you. I think it's a setup for your next thing. And you'll continue this, but I think this will lead, one thing will lead into another. So I'm excited to be a guest. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep trucking away. But look, the wine is here. It's at Revel. It's only so many bottles left. So
It's
if
limited
you,
edition, so this is special.
Come get it if you want it. And if you don't, Raven and I will just drink it.
We'll just be having like 5 more, no, I'm joking.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
True, but you're right, you're right. Thank you so much for joining
You're welcome.
me.
Can I close it out?
You want to close it out?
Yo, check it out. Rico Grant, I'm here with Raven. This is absolutely incredible. You guys need to view, you need to share, you need to do everything you can to amplify this message. Black women are winning, black women are awesome. You know, that's it. It's fantastic. I was gonna keep going, but the pressure was on, and I don't like the pressure. Support this queen and everything that she has going on. Support the wine, support everything black. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Like I said, I'm definitely coming back with more guests. There's special guests ahead. Well, all right. Don't know how to close out these things, so cheers.
Cheers. Salute.